This is the interior of my 2004 Airstream Safari 25SS. The 25 stands for 6 sleeper, 2 people in the rear corner bed, 2 at the dinette, and 2 on the couch, which I am sitting on at the moment. This coach is 25 feet 11 inches. It is still called a 25, but it is 25 feet 11 inches from the tongue to the end of the bumper. So it's approximately 185 square feet in size. And at the time, this was the smallest you could get in an Airstream that had a bed, a dinette, and a sofa, which were requirements for my purchase of an RV. This coach has been lived in since 2006. It is now being recorded in February of 2020. I emptied the entire trailer for the purpose of this video so that you could see it all in its original condition. If you notice over here, the bed has the original bedspread that came from Airstream. It has actually never been used. I have always had it stored away for all 16 or so years that I have owned this Airstream. I have owned it since new. So it has a corner bed as well as a corner bath. If you look in here, you will see that there is a porcelain toilet, which is not original to the coach, but it has been recently replaced. And you will also see a shower stall available for taking showers, as well as a medicine cabinet and sink. We have 2 closets, one on this side and one over here, which even some Airstreams that are longer do not have that much closet space. In my opinion, this interior is one of the most effective use of storage of any Airstream on the market. As you can see, this is a 2004. It has been used. It has a bit of a patina to it, and that is to be expected. And however, it is still in quite amazing condition. The upholstery here was called Amarillo. It was a $395 extra, and this pattern was used in 2003, 2004, and I believe again in 2005. This is also the pattern, for those of you who know a little bit about Airstream, that all of the furniture in the lobby of the Airstream headquarters, where you would have your Airstream serviced, was upholstered in this Amarillo upholstery. As you can see, there are cupboards above on all 3 sides, which if you study other Airstream floor plans, you will see that that is not always the case. It has the new modern version of a fan that was put in the last time the Airstream was at the factory. The things that are original to the Airstream is all of the kitchen appliances and the hot water heater. The heater have never been replaced. The refrigerator has been replaced, as well as the air conditioner. You'll also see here that one of the very nice things about this particular model, and very few Airstreams had this, this was a table that actually folds out one more leaf, and therefore not only did you have room for 6 people to to sleep, you also had room for 6 people to eat as well. I have always used it as my computer desk, and I absolutely love the fact that this desk is here. If you got an Airstream, anything other than these Safari models or a Classic, those desks were eliminated. The Safari, this particular Safari, the 25 SS, was the most popular Airstream model at the time. I don't exactly know when this floor plan started, but it lasted into the late 2000s, and it was replaced by a front bed, very similar to this, only reversing the floor plan. I personally like this classic design of an Airstream. The most classic design of an interior of an Airstream is to have the sofa in the front, the dinette on either side, followed by the kitchen on either side, and followed by either a mid-bath or a rear bath and a bed. The other thing that I have done to this particular Airstream is all of these fixtures were replaced and made more modern than the version that came with, and therefore it gives more light. These are not LED. At the time, LED was not sophisticated enough, in my opinion, to change them out into LED, but they are now, so they could easily be changed out in the future. So once again, this is the interior of my 2004 Airstream Safari 25 6-sleeper. This coach I have owned since new in April of 2004. I believe it was built sometime in January of 2004 and was towed to California, where it has spent the majority of its time. It has never been in weather cold enough to require it to be winterized. And I believe that's all I have to say today. Thank you. I'm going to say one other thing. I love this Airstream. I've looked at a lot of Airstreams since, and although there are some improvements that I would love to have on my own personal rig, I do absolutely adore this Airstream. And it is absolutely, in my opinion, the best compromise between size and livability that you can have in an Airstream. You can get a bigger Airstream, which limits you in terms of your ability as to where you can stay. You can get a smaller Airstream that you can get into maybe a few more spots. However, they are tiny and they don't have as much storage space as this one does. This coach has been through almost every state in the Union and has been towed over 40,000 miles. My mother and I traveled in this all over the country. It has done really good for us. It has been serviced at Airstream, I believe, 4 or 5 times, as well as serviced by very reputable RV service people around the country. Thank you so much. Oh, now one other thing I want to say is that I believe there may be only one thing that Airstream actually made on this coach that needed to be repaired. Any repair that has happened with this coach has been from products that were not made by Airstream. The refrigerator is not made by Airstream. Air conditioning systems are not made by Airstream. Other manufacturers make some of the systems. But the quality of the coach, everywhere from the framing to the towing capacity to the quality of the build quality of the interior, is so superior, and which is what makes Airstreams expensive, but it's also what makes Airstreams so magnificent. And I will tell you that there's a certain energy and a certain feeling that one has inside an Airstream. I believe it has to do, quite frankly, with the fact that all the edges are rounded. That, I think, makes a big difference in its overall comfort and feel. Once again, thank you so much for touring the interior of my 2004 Airstream Safari 25 SS.